It's the NFL on EA Sports. And coming up, we'll see the electric Jaden Daniels. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Commanders and the Panthers, next on Madden Football.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all...
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Escape. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. It's hard enough to play on the road in this league as it is, but to start on the road with a fumble on the opening kickoff, just not the precedent you obviously want to set.
Not at all, and now it's just words because they've talked about it all week. From the time they start game planning for this one, remember, going into hostile territory, we have to set the tone right in the beginning, and they do the exact opposite.
And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now Daniels. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. K'Lavon Chaisson, the former first-rounder, in there to get the sack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
After the missed kick, they're in really good position. They'll begin this drive at the 39 now. Here's Dalton. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. You talk about this Washington defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air. Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
On is the punter Hecker as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
A quick throw out wide, caught by Robinson. And bulldozing his way through. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 15 yards the pickup, 1st down Washington.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. He's going to try and do this himself. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
To the air goes Daniels. Eluding the pressure right. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Daniels looking to throw. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
And the Panther first down.
Passing, it's Dalton. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he's brought down. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. They'll come up 2nd and 7. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Play fake. Here's Dalton. Under pressure, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. I think a lot of time when we see a sack, you say, well, you blame it on the offensive line, the quarterback, but here, maybe you just tip your hat to the defender. What a play.
Yeah, and I think sometimes they just get a sense of the play before the ball's even snapped. Kind of like a sprinter anticipating the gun in a race. They're off, and guess what? The quarterback's down. They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. Despite some tough running, he's still wrangled down shy of the 15. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Gage going to go in motion right. Oh, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a third down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On play action, Mariota. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Mariota.
22-yard line.
Got a man. It's the rookie out of the 3rd round. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. straight ahead. It's Robinson. He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. When you look at this defense, they currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. And they'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run straight ahead with Brooks. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 2nd and 7. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Dalton now to pass. Open here, Adam Thielen. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. And Dalton to throw. He gets it left side to Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a give to Brooks running right. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 9. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Dalton here from the gun. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Up the middle with Brooks here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. We're scoreless after 1. Panther football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left. So Dalton now. And it's incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. It's the former number 4 overall pick, Cleveland Ferrell, that got in there to bring him down.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 19. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw out wide is incomplete. The Commanders' defense holds, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
A 51-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good, and the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Mariota. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 32-yard line.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
And I can see why they're ranked 4th in the NFL against the run. I mean, they are tough to move the ball against. I mean, they have a little bit of everything, right? Run stoppers inside, guys who can make plays outside.
We've seen them shut down running games already this year. They're at it again. Still shedding tackles.
And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3 and out. 0 fear from his side, though. Never down for a second. They pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Play fake. Mariota. He shakes him off. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Mariota.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A 40-yard punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Dalton and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10
at their own 19-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Now 2nd and 5.
At the 24-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Brooks.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Here comes third down and 7. Now Dalton. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week, when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they are winners of 2 straight games as they have climbed back to 500 now on the season.
And you and I both know that this can be a tough team to figure out sometimes, because I remember a few weeks ago you and I having a conversation where we both thought that this was a season that could get away from them pretty quickly. Obviously not. I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Dalton sets up play action. Incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Now Mariota.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field.
And they'll take over here following the interception with good field position and a chance to take the lead with a touchdown. On 1st and 10, it's Brooks.
Dancing away at the 35. And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards.
2nd and 3, and they trail 7-3, but getting close to changing that. And this defense hoping to limit them to a field goal to preserve the lead.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Dalton.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Strong coverage by Washington, and now 4th down.
Tight defense there on 3rd down, but what a product of good coaching and even better execution because he realized he's in field goal range, no sense forcing anything, and he made sure he didn't.
And his kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And the Washington offense going back to work. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Robinson up the middle.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down and a yard. In motion left, that's Gage. And he'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. Across midfield.
And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Throwing is Mariota. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Washington Commanders 1st down.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
44 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
And they'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
On the give, here's Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year.
And they are able to add on to their advantage. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3.
This offense so far on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Got a man, that's Liggett.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
Now we got whistles before the snap. Looked like one of the Commanders jumped.
Not easy being a rookie left tackle in this league, and there they got him for the penalty.
Not easy at all. Think about what you're dealing with every game you play. Ostensibly, the best pass rusher is over you on every snap. I'd be a little jumpy myself.
And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15.
How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Robinson with another carry.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch is taken here a step or two inside the 45-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
To throw here, Dalton. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Here's Dalton.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. This will be Dalton again.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
Throwing, Dalton. He finds his man, Johnson. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
In motion left goes a tight end. And again, Andy Dalton to throw.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Andy Dalton.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game, but after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
Passing, it's Dalton.
And that one too wide and incomplete. The Commanders' defense holds, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, Another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jalen Hurts, a touchdown pass in the victory. From there, we head to the Big Easy to check on the Saints at home in the Superdome. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Alvin Kamara, a touchdown run in the victory. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Curtis Samuel, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Commanders up first on offense as we begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. To throw is Mariota. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll get that one out quickly to Brown. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Here's Mariota. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. Mariota now. Now they go screen. It's complete. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here's Tressway now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Panthers offense now, they head back. The field for their first possession of the second half.
We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. The slot man in motion right. And Dalton to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. Here's Dalton. Oh, he stays up. And this one is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
You got the lead here in the second half. That's the last penalty you want to commit.
And they were getting the ball. Why are you going after the punter there? Just take the football and keep going.
So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. The tight end in motion right. So Dalton now.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Another chance for Dalton.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Dalton now to pass.
He'll drop that down to Hubbard. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
Got a man. That's Leggett.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
A couple of 1st downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Brooks.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Brooks.
Avoids him at the 40. He'll get it to the 40. He broke a tackle there, but couldn't get much further. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Carolina.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Mariota. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38.
Big yardage that time for Washington. 45 yards.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3-and-out. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Mariota. And this is incomplete.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
Play fake. Mariota. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
K'Lavon Chaisson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down.
Throwing. Mariota. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Tressway now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
On the ground, here's Brooks.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Dalton.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
Well, part of their struggles in the first half was their inability to convert consistently on 3rd down. But how about this well-designed play? Gave himself plenty of options and able to get the hook up and keep the drive going.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Give him 18. It's a Carolina 1st down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
2 1st downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now Dalton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Dalton here from the gun.
He'll get this complete to Sanders, the tight end.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try and run here with Brooks.
Shoves him aside. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 31-yard line.
Dalton sets up play action.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
Once again, it's Brooks.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now at Commanders Field.
It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down.
Encroachment, defense.
So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
Good work that time to get him to jump, and now here's 1st and 10.
They'll run straight ahead with Brooks.
The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line.
Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Here's Dalton. Quick hitter here. It's complete. So he stopped for no gain. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. He caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards.
Touchdown, Panthers.
Tommy Trimble.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Panthers have taken a 4th quarter lead.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they'd been down there. They'd been in enemy territory, as you said. They just hadn't been able to punch it in until that point. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Here's Dalton to throw for it. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2.
And we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Washington offense set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Mariota. Complete to Zacchaeus. They'll give him 4 yards there, and this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. There's a short one pulled in by Simmett. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A great stop by D.J. Wadham to back the offense up on that play. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. A quick throw out wide, caught by Robinson. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Holding. Offense.
Usually see those guys out wide get called for holding on running plays. Here a passing play.
Yeah, sometimes when you get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver, usually at the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
Gage going to go in motion right. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. Able to push his way through. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. To throw, Mariota. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
So the folks on hand here growing a little restless with their kicking game. That's now 2 misses so far.
And in a tight game, 4th quarter, the fans aren't the only ones getting restless, Brandon. There were a few looks of disbelief on that sideline as well.
The Panthers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm was just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. And that will be incomplete.
critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return.
Here we go on the next drive for Washington. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead.
The first carry for Jeremy McNichols. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Off the play fake, Mariota.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Throwing is Mariota.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So here are the Panthers set to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
On the ground, it's Brooks to start the drive.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown.
This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides. So I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that.
That's
anytime
right.
we have a
That's right.
defensive battle. But that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play. And the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
The Commanders will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Now they bring a receiver in motion right.
And he'll get it here on the touch pass.
And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Panthers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they have to try and move past that pick six because now they're dealing with a fourth quarter deficit. And they need this drive to end in points.
And let me tell you, that wasn't as easy as it looked. Dancing away and moving forward for 6 yards.
This 2nd and 4.
Throwing, Dalton.
There's Trimble, the tight end.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. Passing, it's Dalton.
That one complete to Legion.
It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So Dalton now. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game.
They'll run again.
And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Dalton and the offense now. Down by 5.
A little under 1:50 remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down.
Here's Dalton.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brooks. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
2nd and 6 coming up. Now Dalton.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Dalton.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen.
Well, the noise got to be an issue now offensively. Here's 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Big spot, Andy Dalton.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Dalton wants to throw. Able to get away, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. The D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down. Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
We all just got a heck of a show, partner. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done, a narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because there were times where each side looked like they were the better team out there. And the outcome was in doubt for much of this game. Every snap seemingly more important than the previous one. Great effort from the guys visiting. But in the end, how about those guys in their home stadium finding a way to win?
So for Washington, it may not be too late to salvage their season as the win moves them to 2-5 now on the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Chicago Bears next week. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.